What is going on, my beautiful friends and family, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be talking about how to have confidence, how to grow it while still having acne on your face. And I know you've probably seen a video or two like this before, but we're going to be actually giving you all the tools from somebody who has had acne before. Now you see I have a little pimple that just popped up on my face, but in the past I used to have extremely bad acne, and there was a certain point where I was kind of at a fork in the road where either I was going to start pushing myself to gain my confidence and live my life the way I wanted to, or I was going to just get more and more nervous and stay inside more and more and just try to avoid people. So these are the practical weapons that you can put in your arsenal that are really going to help you out. By the end of this video, you're going to know some things that everybody with acne should know. Let's get into it. The biggest mistake that people make is thinking that they're suddenly going to become confident once they eliminate their acne without having ever worked on their confidence beforehand. So first, you're likely never going to be 100% clear and eliminate your acne entirely. You see, I've got my own little pimple right here, but of course, being the critic that you are, you're never gonna say, my face is clear enough for me to be confident. So instead, you're gonna beat yourself down even if you achieve 95% less acne than you've ever had. Secondly, your self-esteem and confidence are things that you can practice and work on over long periods of time, and that's how it grows. If you never work on them, even if your face becomes fully clear, you'll not have the confidence that you thought you were gonna have all of a sudden. So working on your confidence now is the most important thing that you can do, and building a strong self-esteem translates into so many other areas of life. So let's start off with the first thing, and I think this is probably one of the most important ones. It's find a passion. Now, you might have heard my story before. You might have heard that I discovered bodybuilding one day and I absolutely fell in love. You might have heard that the same thing happened when I discovered cinematography for the first time. And when I was feeling down because I'd been picked on that day, or people were insulting me, or even I was saying negative things to myself, and I would feel terrible by the end of the day, I was always able to pick up the weights or pick up the camera, and immediately I would transport to a whole new world where my mind was free from the opinions and insults of others, and it literally felt like I entered, people say it all the time, the flow state. So hours and hours would go by without me thinking of my acne. Even one time, I was free from the shackles of my acne. And in those moments, not only was I free, but I was absolutely filled with happiness. It was the thing that engaged me the most, and it was the thing that I loved doing the most. I believe this is the most important thing that we can do to help improve our self-esteem and confidence, but finding a passion is difficult, and there's no secret way of figuring it out. You can start taking notice of what you intensely enjoy though, and that can be a first step into finding your passion. It can be something that you already do that you haven't noticed is a passion, or it can be something that you enjoy watching or studying other people do with great interest. Something that is really important is to push yourself to try new hobbies, new sports, new activities, things like hiking or clay making or painting or singing or beat making or bodybuilding or camping. Those are just some examples, but because the more things that you're exposed to, the higher the chance is that you'll discover a new passion. And a lot of times people can't find a passion because they get stuck in their day-to-day routines, and they're not allowing themselves to be exposed to something that possibly could bloom into a huge passion. So notice when one of the things you're doing really ignites you and makes you feel good. Maybe you'll find that you need your adrenaline peaked for you to be really passionate, or maybe you'll find that you need to be deeply challenged, or you really need something that is a creative outlet because you're very creative. There's a lot of different ways each of us as individuals feel passion. The thing is, when you are engaging with your passion, you're fully engulfed by it. You can spend a full day engaging with that passion and then look at the clock and wonder, how did 6 hours go by so quickly? It happened to me a million times, especially when I was video editing so much. A passion is pivotal to increasing your confidence. The solution is so far from easy, and it's going to seem near impossible, but there is a solution. When it comes to having acne, it's really hard to ignore the day-to-day opinions of other people. You hear them talking, or maybe they're not even talking about you, but hear people talking about other people, celebrities, skin, or acne, or whatever, and it just gets in your head, and that's what's bouncing around your head all day. I call that white noise because it doesn't really matter, but it sure gets into your head and just bounces around constantly. And so what a passion can do is distract you from that pointless white noise and make you focus with all of your effort, all of your mental energy on something that actually does matter to you, something that actually is important, which quickly turns off your whole brain power thinking about white noise and thinking about something that is really, really important to you. And that is why I think passions should be number one on everyone's list when it comes to gaining confidence. Next up, if you're somebody who has acne, I bet you know what I'm talking about, but your comfort zone has gotten smaller and smaller over the years. So the next thing that's really important is forcing yourself out of your comfort zone, because this is one of the hardest things that you can do when your self-esteem and confidence levels are low, but it is so important because without taking small steps out of your comfort zone, you're never going to grow more confident or have a larger comfort zone. There was a point where I was literally so lonely and I was in such a dark place that this was the last thing I thought I could have ever done. Like, I just wanted to stay inside. I just wanted to play video games and stay to myself. I'd wake up, do the things I had to do. I'd make it back to the house as soon as I could, where it was safe, and as soon as I possibly could do it. It was really comforting to eliminate outside unsavory opinions about my acne, but it felt really suffocating because how much I was restricting my life. Eventually, I became fed up and I decided to start forcing myself out of my comfort zone, which was one of the best but the hardest choices I have ever made in my life. Ultimately, it led me to understanding my struggles more than I ever had before. Like, you don't have to do something drastic like sign up for the lead role of the local play, or, I don't know, something else crazy where everyone's gonna be focusing on you and it's just way out of your comfort zone. You can start with small steps. For example, a lot of us won't go to a store when our acne is flaring up, right? We're just gonna order something and have it delivered. Instead, you can force yourself to go to the grocery store, even though your face is breaking out more than usual. Another example might be like FaceTiming a close friend or relative who is not gonna make fun of your acne, but you still know you have the acne in your face. Finishing these things and realizing that most of the time you're gonna be just fine can be a great way to start building up to bigger steps that get you even more out of your comfort zone. Once you get comfortable with it, you can do larger things like go out to the store or go to the gym without makeup on, or post a photo that people can see your acne on with no filter, or see your friends when you're breaking out, or even ask your crush out when you feel like your skin isn't where you want it to be. The important thing is to note that when you do these things that are outside of your comfort zone, you're usually pretty fragile and aren't really confident in the action you're taking. So don't let anything crush you, and make sure you focus on the good instead of focusing on the bad when the situation is over. So for example, when you go to the store and some older lady looks at your face for longer than you like, or whatever that is. Old people sometimes are really brash with what they say. Instead of letting that crush you, just focus on the fact that you got what you wanted at the store and the other 15 people you walked by didn't treat you any differently. The bigger your comfort zone expands, the easier it is to do the things inside of it with more and more confidence as you practice them. So the more you practice, the better it's gonna get. Okay, now the third thing, and probably the last thing for this video, even though I have so many other tips, but I think these three are so important to focus on, is friendship. Now, I'm an extrovert, so limiting my interaction with other people is really, really difficult, and it felt like I was denying myself one of the basic functions that I craved. I've always enjoyed talking with other people, learning about them, and ultimately making people happy is something that makes me really happy. But having acne forced me to give all of that up as I struggled to figure myself out and figure out my confidence levels. Now, we're not all extroverts, but as humans, all of us do crave interaction with other people in whatever format. This is true whether you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert. We just seek that interaction in different ways. We love to talk about our own lives, our interests, events that have happened to us, and our friends can offer exciting new perspectives, and it's a way of co-regulation, which is what humans really, really need to be healthy. Part of the human existence to enjoy interaction with others. Of course, though, we can lock ourselves inside and deprive ourselves of all that interaction, and when we do, we make it harder for people to get closer to us. That's why seeing your friends has to be one of the most important things you push yourself to do, even when it's outside your comfort zone, or even when you're breaking out especially bad that day or that week. Another very important thing to do is to take a hard look at your closest friends and realize who makes you feel better, but also who makes you feel worse when you finish hanging out with them. So a lot of us don't realize that we keep people in our inner circle, our closest friends circle, who often thrive on putting us down, bringing up our biggest insecurities, and truly are not caring of us. These types of people are sometimes narcissistic, thinking only of themselves, or they've not gone through something difficult in their life like acne that would help them kind of understand or just have empathy for what you're going through. So sometimes the things that they say don't make you feel better, they make you feel worse. Either way, having to interact with them constantly is not doing you any good, so you need to cut them out. That's really hard to do, but you should keep company around you that makes you happy while also pushing you to be your best self and help you push outside of your comfort zone. So your friends should want to see you grow and give you encouragement when they see you so that you can progress in your life, but they should never push you farther than you really are comfortable with, or farther than I guess is healthy for you. It may take some time, but when you find friends like this, be careful to keep them around, stay connected, and don't ignore them when you aren't feeling your best. It's really important because these friends can really give you the comfort that you need when you need comfort, but also call you when you're being too safe or you're being too private and staying inside too much, or skipping out on things that you thought you were gonna do, or you've told your friends that you have a crush on this one person, but now you're not sticking to your word of, you wanted to move out your comfort zone and stuff. So they say, hey, I know you said you wanted to move out of your comfort zone, but you haven't asked that person out. What's going on? When can we make it happen? I'll go with you and stay in the car, whatever it is, they'll push you. And sometimes you can get farther out of your comfort zone than you could have on your own when you have your friends to rely on, to push you and just to give you a support system. So those are 3 things that are massively important. And if I didn't do those 3 things, my confidence levels would be way different than they were when I had my acne at its worst and I was recording high definition videos and showing people my face, but also now to this day, because all those years I've built on that original confidence work that I did with my acne. I have a lot of other things I want to say on this topic. So if you want me to, let me know and I will continue this with a few more things that I think everybody should be doing. But if you enjoyed this video, you should definitely check out my acne program, The Acne Method. A lot of the stuff that I just talked about is from the Acne Confidence Secrets book, which is in the bundle for the entire Acne Method. Now, the Acne Method is a 10-step course. It's actually only $10 and it takes 10 weeks. Tons of people have seen really great progress with their befores and afters. You should definitely check it out. It's affordable for everybody. And if you want to get more of confidence secrets, scarring secrets, just acne secrets in general, get the full bundle. You definitely will not regret it. It is an amazing program. All right, I feel like I talked my face off. I'm all talked out here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your confidence secrets that have helped you improve your self-esteem even while having acne in the comments below. I really appreciate that. Other people are really gonna appreciate that as well. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And remember, you are not alone. You are beautiful and you're a part of Team Acne. I'll see you skin bosses in the next video.